How do you do? I do good. Hey, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I make new videos every single Monday. Let's talk reading and books. Now, I made a video called My Reading Routine where I sort of made a joke about how I read, and I think I mentioned how I sort of won't read for ages and then I'll just read a bunch of stuff. And lately, I'm in that stage where I'm just reading a bunch of stuff because I got back into reading this year. I used to read all the time, and then when it got to year 8, I just stopped reading. I just completely stopped. I mean, unless, you know, you had to for a school assignment, of course, like reading a book for English. But I just stopped reading for leisure because I, you know, started doing other things. I mean, I didn't fall out of love with reading. Like, I still liked it and I still considered it a hobby of mine, but I just didn't read, and that lasted for 3 years until the beginning of this year in January, when I got really sick when we were in Bali, and all I could do was like lie down and read because I brought 2 novels with me. And I read them, and I fell back in love with reading, and then I bought a novel at the airport and I read that on the plane, and then I got home and I was just reading. And in the first 3 months of this year I read 14 novels, and I haven't read this month because of NaNoWriMo. Wait a second, it depends on when I'm posting this. I'm filming this video in late April, so I haven't read for April because I've been writing, as you guys would know if you've seen my NaNoWriMo update video. I consider myself a bit of a obsessive hobbyist. I will obsess over something, whether it be writing or reading or drawing or watching anime or watching a TV show or whatever it is. I'll obsessively do it in my free time. So that's all I do in my free time, but it doesn't affect my life, so it's okay. It's the reason why I'm able to write whole novels in under 2 weeks, is because that's all I do all the time in my free time. It's the reason why I'm able to write a novel during my exam week. It's the reason why I can read 14 novels in 3 months, even though now that I'm saying that, it doesn't sound as impressive as the other things, but you know. I've fallen back in love with reading, and it makes me sad that I didn't read for 3 years. And I can't believe I didn't read for 3 years. And realistically, a lot of people probably think that I did a lot of reading back in like the junior school and stuff, and I have not even really read that many books. Like, I've read a couple of series, and even then I haven't even finished them. I've read the first 3 books of Harry Potter, I've read the first 8 books of the Percy Jackson 2 series, and I've read the first 7.5 books of the Tomorrow the War Began series out of like the 10. I just haven't read that many things. And that's why I'm sort of trying to broaden my horizons a little bit and actually read new things. And not just read, but also read genres that I don't typically read. So I'm a very set fantasy and sci-fi person, so I've decided I'm going to branch out and read horror and mystery and thrillers. And so far all the books I've read are really good. I even read some historical fiction, and I really don't like historical fiction. But the reason I read this one was because it had sci-fi elements, there was time traveling involved. And honestly, it's probably one of my favourite books now, because I think it's done just by, it's not like a massive author, it's just someone from New Zealand who's written this book that was just happened to be in the library and I just happened to read it. Because I'm an obsessive hobbyist, I can sit down and I can read for like 5 hours straight, and for me it's like, the words aren't just words on a page, it's like it's a movie happening in front of my eyes, and if it's a bad book then I start to remember it's just words on a page again, and then I'll put that book down and pick up a different one. But I'm actually someone who can't really just stop reading a book, I have to finish it for the sake of finishing it, if that makes any sense, especially if I've invested too much time in it. And I'm also someone who really loves books, like an actual physical book. Like, I can't read ebooks because I don't know, I like to sort of see my process physically. Like, I know that some probably have like a little bar across the bottom to show you how far through you are, but I like seeing the bookmark move through the pages. I like being able to flip the pages and just, you know, touch the book and hold the book, be the book. But I'm very much a book person when it comes to like books versus ebooks and stuff like that. So let me know what your opinions are on these things, like how you read and how often you read, what the last book you read was, and and if you even like to read, what sort of genres you read, and maybe genres you're thinking about trying, and if you're an ebook or a physical book sort of person. Because since I've written a few novels, I've been looking at getting them printed in book form, and it really excites me to think that one day I could have an actual novel that I wrote look like an actual book. So, but I'm not going to do that until I've written the second drafts. That's when they'll look like books. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this just random let's talk about books and reading, because it's just some thoughts I had on my mind. And if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, because that's a nice thing to do. If you like this video, if you like the sort of stuff I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm making videos every single Monday, like I said at the beginning of the video. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and make sure you always pursue your passions and stay creative. Bye! Hey there, what's up?